Okay, so this is how to play the Dream Theater solo off the track Lie from the album Awake, which I've liked for about 17 years, but only recently got around to learning how to play. Okay, so it's roughly divided into three short sections. You've got the legato section at the front, a little bit of a tapping section, a few bends, and then it goes into a quick picking section at the end. So first of all, we'll look at the legato. Okay, the legato bit is completely pattern based. So the first part of it, where it's going really quick and it's really difficult how to hear exactly what's going on, when all you hear is a rush, a mush of notes, swimming in reverb and delay, is that what he's actually doing is going like that, repeatedly, very quickly, just rolling his fingers around. So instead of starting on the 2 and doing a full roll, which would be like that, he starts on 3 and goes 3, 5, 3, 2, and then just rolls through that pattern and repeats, and does that 8 times. So it will sound like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Once you've done that 8 times, he then moves up to the next sequence in the pattern, which is like that. So it's so far 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay, so once you've got that part of it, the next part is simply one full roll on the next string on 4, 5, and 7, like that. Then he does the same thing, one string up, but this time he continues it into, so he goes, so what have we got so far? Like that. Then he repeats the same pattern from here, so yeah, sorry, but here, so it goes, so put just those two short segments together, it's like that. And then lastly, he does a full roll here, and then taps we'll get to the tapping part in a moment. But that legato section when put together looks like this. Pretty much like that. Okay, now the tapping section. When you've completed this roll here and gone, okay, so, and then after that he just taps down the scale in a pattern with his left while alternating first on 16 then on 14. So what that will look like is like that. Okay, so next he does the quick bends, which are just so if you couldn't figure that out, it's starting on 7 and 9, 9, 11, 10 and 12, 12 and 14, 14 and 16, 10 and 13 on the high 2 strings, 12 and 15 as if you're playing blues scale, blues it rather, and then your last one is the 17 to 19 here on the B string, which moves you into the quick picking section, which I've had a lot of difficulty with. I've never really been able to alternate pick properly, so I spent the last 2 or 3 months learning how to do this properly. For me the key was not to keep my hand completely rigid like that, it was to move it slightly out like that. So imagine you're playing a bouzouki or something like that, and if you move it out, then you can get a lot more speed than you can do if it's direct. So, I also anchor my metal finger, by the way, in the pickup cavity. Both of those two combined, hand angle, move it out like a bouzouki player, angle in the pickup category, cavity, and it gives me a lot more speed. So, the quick picking part goes 14. No, it doesn't. I'm going to try that again. Right, kind of like that. So. Now, on this section here, when I try and play it up to speed, I'm not fast enough to be able to pick over the strings all over the place to go like that. It's about as quick as I can do that, but it's got to be a lot quicker. So what I did when I worked out this fingering for it, which isn't actually the original fingering, by the way, having watched the video and watched a couple of other covers, I see that a couple of other people tend to go down the fretboard, which is what JP does when he goes down there. And it's at the part where you go, I think people are going down that way, so it gets you down the fretboard. But I prefer my way because it keeps me more compact and in one position. But anyway, so when you are doing that, what I tend to do to get around this problem of going like that is I'm hybrid picking it. So I'll hit that, and then use my middle finger, play a fifth, down a couple of strings, fifth, down a couple of strings and up a fret, and then last time for this sliding affair. Like that, unpopular. So, that section from the hybrid picking is as you can see, if I'm hybrid picking it like that, I get a lot more accuracy, power, control and speed. But so, let's try it a little bit up-tempo-ish. So. Okay, that's roughly it for that section. So, when you put it all together, slowly, you get the legato section, 8 and 2, and then moving up the fretboard in that pattern, which looks like this. Kind of like that. Okay, if there's any questions, or if I didn't cover the fretting accurately enough or whatever,